At BMT Aerospace, we design and manufacture high-precision gears, gearboxes, and components for actuators and transmission systems. Our technology is found in nearly every aircraft and supports key functions such as wing actuation, engine gearboxes, and APU systems. From commercial jets to helicopters, our parts are essential to safe, efficient operation. BMT Aerospace helps keep aviation moving safely and efficiently. At AT Automation, we design, build, and program machines and robot cells to optimize production processes. Using Ignition software, we provide real-time insight into operations, helping clients work faster, more accurately, and cost-effectively. This leads to an average 9% boost in productivity. We combine smart technology with data insights and training, so customers can make informed decisions and stay in control of growth. That's what we call Master Your Growth, our mission to innovation.
Hi, I'm Yuri Inneklifs, Ignition Software Engineer at AT Automation. BMT Aerospace, a precision manufacturing for the global aerospace industry, asked us to improve visibility into the production process. What started as a legacy MES system replacement evolved into a full Industry 4.0 deployment. We implemented a multi-site ignition architecture with Ignition Edge, Spark-Plug-B, Canary Historian, and a unified namespace. Each site ran 20 backup PLCs integrated with SAP, Windchill, Azure, and more, across 3 environments for production, testing, and development. That is the power of turning data into action.
I'm Koenraad Lievens, I'm the OT team lead at BMT Aerospace. With this project we are upgrading the BMT Aerospace factories to the newest Industry 4.0 technologies. The first 2 goals were to digitize and connect the shop floor. The data was available, but operators were filling in sheets manually, machines had their data in isolated databases. We had no real-time overview for the shift leaders or for operators. We went with AT Automation as they are a certified integrator of Ignition software, and we went with Ignition as it was the most flexible platform that we could find today on the market.
At BMT Aerospace, we needed real-time insight into our production process. AT Automation built a powerful, intuitive platform with Ignition to help us monitor everything from downtime to order follow-up, competence tracking, and performance metrics. The system runs across multiple plants with over 50 custom screens where operators track progress. It connects to all existing PLCs on our shop floor and pulls live data from IIoT sensors connected to back-off IPCs running Ignition Edge. That data flows into a unified namespace and is logged through Canary on over 10,000 tags. This setup enables us to calculate KPIs, spot trends, and analyze data to find root causes.
Before we started with this project, we had very low visibility on the shop floor. If you wanted to know which products were being produced, which machines were running, you had to go to the shop floor and see for yourself. KPIs were being calculated, but only once a month, such as work in progress, backlog, scrap rate, and so on. Now this data is available in real time. Twice a day, the shift leaders and managers do a tour around the shop floor where they can discuss the performance of the machines and the operators based on real-time figures. The new real-time data allows to-the-point interactions with the operators and will allow us to improve our processes much faster.
Hello, my name is Sieber de Scheerder and I'm process engineer at BMT Aerospace. Ignition has changed my day-to-day workflow and made it much more data-driven. I always have 1 or 2 dashboards open and I use it to collect all the information since it's now all centralized and I don't have to go and look on several places anymore to collect fragmented information and maybe even assumptions. I use it to pinpoint root causes of scrap parts. Before the system we had to rely on what the operator tells us and some data that we collected from several locations. But now everything is really gathered in the same place, which makes it much more easy to find information, and there's also a lot more data nowadays. Now with the addition and the live machine data, we can really pinpoint and say this action has resulted in that happening, and this we can use as feedback for our operators to train them better. We have analyzed our processes based on machine parameters such as spindle load, spindle speed. These are all logged into Canary, and then we visualize them with Axiom. And this gives you a much better insight into your process, because once the machine starts, there's coolant all over, so you cannot actually see what is happening. And now with this visualization tool, it's much more easy to really understand what is going on. And this we can use to prevent air cutting and distribute the load over several passes more evenly, so we don't waste time with cutting air, and we also stay away from the danger zone where you remove too much material.
So we finished the first two phases of this project, which are digitization and connectivity. Next will be to visualize this data and give more transparency and insightful feedback to our shop floor. After that, we can start predicting what will happen on the shop floor, and in the last phase, we want to have a fully adaptable shop floor.
We've now set the base for a more structured approach for process optimization, shop floor transparency, and data analysis. The project began as a system replacement, but quickly evolved into a full automation upgrade. BMT Aerospace needed to replace its legacy MES after upgrading the ERP system. After evaluating several platforms, they chose Ignition for its flexibility and scalability. They partnered with AT Automation, bringing deep expertise in ignition and industrial systems. Launched in December 2023 and rolled out in January 2025, the result was a robust, multi-site setup with over 20 backup IPCs, all running Ignition Edge. The system connects to Canary, Windchill, and SAP, supported by SQL databases across production, testing, and development. It logs the unified namespace and powers over 50 screens used daily by shop floor, management, and engineering teams. This isn't a one-time fix. Together, we're continuously building and scaling, ensuring the system grows with BMT Aerospace's needs. Thanks to this partnership, BMT Aerospace is more connected, agile, and ready for future challenges. Together, we've shown what happens when vision meets technology.